XLM's biggest breakout is coming. Are you ready? Something huge is happening with XLM, and most people have no clue. Right now, behind the scenes, institutional players are positioning themselves. The charts are lining up. The psychology of the market is shifting. But here's the catch. By the time the average investor realizes what's going on, it'll be too late. If you're holding XLM, you are standing at a financial crossroads. The data, the trends, the history, they all point to one thing. A massive breakout is coming. The question is, will you be on the right side of it? Because the difference between hesitation and action could be life-changing wealth. In this video, we're going to break down exactly why XLM is primed for an explosive move. We'll cover market trends, investor psychology, and price analysis, so you know exactly what's happening before the rest of the world wakes up. Market trends. Why XLM is primed for explosion. Let's start with what most people are missing. Institutional adoption. XLM isn't just another cryptocurrency. It's a solution. It's being integrated into global financial systems, bridging traditional banking with blockchain. This isn't speculation. It's happening in real time, and the market hasn't fully priced it in yet. Look at the partnerships. Financial giants, fintech companies, even central banks are exploring Stellar's technology. The money flowing into this ecosystem isn't retail-driven. It's institutional. And when big money moves in, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens quietly, strategically, right before the breakout. But what about historical price patterns? We've seen this before. Bitcoin was laughed at before it exploded past $1,000. Ethereum was dismissed before it hit $4,000. And XLM? It's following the same accumulation pattern we've seen in every major crypto before a massive move. On-chain data tells the same story. Whales are accumulating. Exchange reserves are dropping. Smart money isn't selling, they're loading up. And when smart money moves, they don't just bet, they position themselves to win big. Retail investors, on the other hand, are the last to catch on. Right now, fear and doubt are keeping them on the sidelines, waiting for some kind of confirmation. But history has shown us over and over again. By the time retail jumps in, the real opportunity is gone. This is where the market psychology kicks in. The game is designed to shake out weak hands before the next leg up. That's why XLM has been moving in a pattern of accumulation. Slow, steady, almost unnoticeable to the untrained eye. But those who understand market cycles, they know exactly what's happening. We're at a point where supply is getting scarce. The selling pressure is drying up. And when the demand floods in, the only direction left to go is up. The question is, will you still be holding when that moment arrives? Investor psychology. Why most people miss out. Every single market cycle, the same story unfolds. The average investor hesitates. They doubt. They allow fear and uncertainty to cloud their judgment. The noise of the market, the fear of missing out, FOMO, and the doubt of uncertainty, FUD, make them second-guess themselves. They panic when they should be patient. And then, just as the breakout begins, they chase, buying at the top, desperately hoping to grab a piece of the action, while the real wealth has already been made by those who acted earlier. You see, the market is a game of psychology. It plays on your emotions, manipulating your thoughts and your actions. The cycle of FOMO and FUD is what separates the smart investors from the emotional traders. It's not about the technical charts or the fundamentals, those things are secondary. The real game is in your head. It's about controlling your emotions when the market tries to make you question everything. Let's rewind for a second. When was the best time to buy Bitcoin? It was when no one believed in it, when it was trading under $1,000. The masses laughed at the idea of Bitcoin ever being worth more than a few $100. But those who saw beyond the noise and invested during that time, they turned a modest investment into life-changing wealth. What about Ethereum? When was the best time to buy? When it was under $100 and people called it overpriced at that point. Fast forward a few years and ETH shot past $4,000. Those who hesitated, those who listened to the doubters and sold or didn't buy in. They watched as the price skyrocketed and ended up paying 10, 20, or even 50 times more to get in later. And right now, the best time to accumulate XLM is exactly when the masses are distracted, doubting, and second-guessing. It's in these quiet moments when the price isn't spiking, when the charts are not screaming buy. That's when the real opportunity lies. The biggest wealth transfers in the history of markets don't happen when it's obvious. They happen when everyone else is looking the other way, when everyone else is distracted and fearful. Think about it. Why does the market do this? It's designed to wear you down. Tests your resolve. The sideways movements, the sluggish price action, the sudden dips. These are all designed to make you feel like you're holding dead weight. The market wants you to feel like you're losing. But what happens right after that? The explosion. The massive breakout. The moment when everything suddenly turns in your favor. That's when the rewards are reaped by those who held firm, ignored the noise, and remained focused. But most people don't get to experience that. They let the noise get to them. They let the media, influencers, and even so-called experts convince them that the market's dead, that it's time to sell, that they're crazy for holding on. They doubt their own judgment. They second-guess themselves. They pull out of positions right before the big move. And then, when the price finally takes off, they look back with regret, realizing they sold too soon. This is the crucial moment. Every major cryptocurrency before its breakout went through this phase. A phase when only the strong hands, those who truly understood the cycles, held firm while everyone else wavered. A phase when people questioned whether they were making the right call, whether they should sell and cut their losses. But the ones who made it, they tuned out the noise, ignored the short-term fluctuations, and kept their eyes on the long-term prize. So let's ask the hard question. Are you thinking like the crowd? Are you reacting emotionally to the market's short-term fluctuations? Or are you thinking like the 1%, the ones who truly make it in this game? The ones who understand that the secret to success is the ability to endure the tough times, stay patient, and trust that the big move is just around the corner. The truth is this. If you're able to stay calm, stay focused, and trust the process, you'll be the one laughing when the breakout finally happens. And if you let your emotions drive you, you'll be the one wishing you had held on when it counted. Price analysis. The setup for a breakout. Let's dive into the technical setup for XLM, because what we're seeing right now isn't just some random market movement. It's setting up for something much bigger. XLM is testing critical resistance levels that are making the charts look eerily familiar. Why? Because the last time we saw this kind of pattern, it triggered a multi-100% rally. And history? Well, it's starting to repeat itself. The question is, will you be ready when it does? Here's what's happening beneath the surface. Volume is increasing. Momentum is clearly shifting. The RSI, moving averages, and other key indicators are all aligning in favor of a breakout. What's especially telling is the bullish divergence that's forming on the charts. This is the sign that smart money is accumulating, while the retail crowd is still sitting on the sidelines, unsure of what to do. Now let's break this down further. Bullish divergence is a crucial signal that most people miss. What it means is that while price might not be moving in a straight line upward, the indicators are showing an increase in buying pressure. That's a clear sign that the market is getting ready to move. It's almost as if the smart investors are positioning themselves before the wave of retail investors jumps in. And this is key. Smart investors don't wait for confirmation. They act ahead of the herd. By the time the FOMO, fear of missing out, kicks in and retail traders rush to buy, the major gains have already been made. But here's where things get interesting. If you zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture, every major XLM rally we've seen has followed the same pattern. Extended consolidation, a period of doubt, followed by an explosive breakout. That's exactly where we are now, right in the middle of that period of doubt. Most people are questioning if this is the right time to buy, if this is just another fake out. But when sentiment shifts, when the mood of the market turns from bearish to bullish, that's when the real money is made. And that's not just speculation. We're looking at liquidity zones here, places where XLM will face little to no resistance once it breaks a key level. These zones are prime territory for a parabolic move. Think of it like a dam holding back water. Once it breaks, there's nothing stopping the flood. And the liquidity zones we're seeing right now suggest that once XLM clears this critical resistance, there's very little left in its way to a massive surge. But this is where you need to ask yourself, are you positioned for this breakout? Or will you be the one chasing the price after it's already gone vertical? When the breakout happens, and it's looking more likely by the day, you'll either be one of the ones reaping the rewards or kicking yourself for not acting sooner. Timing is everything, and this setup is giving you the perfect chance to get ahead of the curve. The time to act is before the breakout, not after. Don't wait for confirmation because by then, it's often too late. You've seen the signals, you've seen the pattern. Now it's up to you to make the decision. So, are you ready to position yourself for the next big move in XLM? Or will you be left behind when it finally breaks free? So now it's all in your hands. You've seen the data, the trends, and the market psychology aligning for XLM's massive breakout. You understand that this isn't just another pump and dump cycle. It's something real, something historic. The price action is already signaling a major shift, but the most important question is, are you ready to act on it? Let's be clear, this moment won't last forever. You know what happens when people hesitate too long. XLM will no longer be at these levels soon. When the breakout happens, it could happen fast. And when it does, the floodgates will open. The opportunity you've been waiting for will no longer be available to the people who hesitated. They'll look back, regret, and wonder what could have been. You have a choice right now, to step into position or wait until it's too late. But one thing's for sure, those who make the right call will look back on this moment as the defining decision of their financial journey. The market is testing you, seeing if you can hold your nerve. It's up to you whether you come out victorious or watching from the sidelines wishing you'd taken action. The breakout is inevitable, it's just a matter of when. And only the bold will ride it out to the end. If you found this video valuable, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe for more actionable market insights. You won't want to miss what's coming next. If you want to know exactly how to time your XLM moves for maximum gains, watch the next video here. You'll thank yourself later.